Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Pyramus, Hennessy, whiskey, John, Christian Dior, East Saint Laurent, bitch whirling that drop on the floor. Then I just hop in the rolls and scoot. Then I just hop in the rolls and scoot. Then I just hop in the rolls. I am the sickle and hammer. I am like Tony Montana. I got Betty Crocker in the trash spot, cooking up dope with a crop pot, turning that soft in a butter rock, then chewing tip when the hair drops. Bitch, my life is a movie. Surrounding myself on the Mickey's.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Peoples, what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? It's Friday. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, man. It's been a long week. I couldn't wait to get out of that building and get back here, man. Hey, we working. I'm excited. I feel good. Glory, praise, and honor to the Most High for just allowing us to see another day, to kick it, to laugh, to commune, to network, to build, to read some good spoken word, to have a good time, forget all the politics, the special treatments, and all the extra crap that people carry with them. You know what I'm saying? This is just one of them days we can kick back and relax. I feel good, man. I feel good. Like when I leave the building, I leave work, my energy completely shifts, because you know you always around a bunch of bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it feels good to really get back in your element and do what you enjoy doing. You dig? Jenny, I see you in the building. I got 2 returning poets, and I have 1 making a debut. I need y'all to repost. I need you to share. I need you to let the people know that the open mic is back. We ain't going nowhere. I don't care how often it's not happening or how frequent it's happening. I don't care about none of that. We still here, and we're gonna keep on doing what we're doing. You dig? I'm excited. And I want to give a shout out to everybody that is in the studio. I want to give a shout out to Jenny. I want to give a shout out to the reposters, for the people who's been subscribing to the channel, who's been supporting, you know. Steady and sure wins the race, and we definitely on a mission. So this is what I want y'all to do. I'm gonna give my brother the opportunity to kind of get a feel for the stream, because I believe this is his first time up here. I appreciate him for answering the call. Make sure that you make him welcome. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's family up here. And I want everyone to leave here with a good experience. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you give him a warm welcome. And actually make sure that you show love to everybody up here tonight, because it takes a lot to put your heart into this work. It takes a lot to be vulnerable in front of the camera, just even trying to do this. You know, we stumble, we slip, we get nervous. Sometimes we don't understand the vibe or if it's going to be something that we can kind of connect with. So it can be awkward, you know what I'm saying? And I've had many awkward moments doing any of these. It's taken me a while to get comfortable, but it's because of folks like Sydney and my man in the building that it got me to where I'm comfortable enough to do this as often as I do it. So let me bring this up too real quick. In case anybody wants to join a future stream, that's where you can find me at. Shoot me an email, shoot me a DM. I'm always responsive. I try to be as quickly as possible. I gotta apologize. I was supposed to pull up on IG too, but I kind of messed up. I was supposed to connect it. I didn't do it because I was too busy trying to get other stuff fixed. Yeah. But let me go ahead and bring everybody up to the building. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves real quick too, so y'all understand how the rotation go, how the show typically goes. Depending on how many performers we have a rotation. We read up to 2 to 3 poems, optional. We start in one direction and we go around clockwise, counterclockwise. At the end of the shows, I like to hold a game, like a freestyle cipher game. We're probably going to skip it this week. I just want to give y'all a feel for how we typically do it. You introduce yourself. You let the people know how they can contact you if they want to stay in touch. We all family up here. It's all love up here. So that being said, I know I did a whole lot of talking. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to bring up Sydney, Miss JJ, and Grift. Brother, just hang tight, relax, chill out. We're going to get you acclimated as much as possible. Let's get it. Oh, by the way, I got to do some transforming with my my soundboard. Is going to be down for a hot second. So give me a good day. I have a lot of my stuff back. I got me a new laptop. I had to get me a new laptop. I got tired of the lagging and all of the stuttering and like, yeah. So if you ain't noticed, that's where we at right now. Appreciate you for sharing it on the IG feed, Jen. I think he is probably hanging back, so I'm gonna let him go ahead and hang back. Pull back up when you're ready. Sydney, Miss Jacqueline, good to see you, ladies. What's up?
Good to see you. Welcome back.
How's everybody doing? How was your week?
Pretty good, pretty chill.
Yeah. How was yours?
Do you want the political answer or do you want the honest answer? Because I can do it either way.
Well, let's do honest.
It's poetry night. Be honest.
I'm tired of shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm tired. I'm trying to shed 20, 30 pounds of negative energy. I'm working with people who think they the supervisor. It's just it's like it's super so like I've been for the last couple of hours, I just been at the laptop trying to switch things over here. But I feel good outside of that. I'm actually ready to get into some of this good readings. I missed it. It's been what, 2-3 weeks?
3, I think.
Yeah. Feels good to be back. What you been up to though, Jackie?
Nothing really. I've been out sick, so I just been at home catching up on school, and yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. You feeling better though?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. What you take for it?
A lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. One Tylenol ain't gonna do it. I already know. For the people who not familiar with y'all. Oh, my light went out. Hold on a second. Let me bring it back. For the people who don't know who y'all is, can you do a quick introduction? We'll start with you, Miss Sydney, and then we'll go to Miss JJ, and then my brother is watching in the back. I'll bring him up after we go around our first rotation.
All right. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sydney. I'm a writer / scientist / I kind of hope that I could be an influencer one day, at least in the science arena. But I'm a mother of 2, if you couldn't tell. I also absolutely love to write poetry, hence my appearance tonight. I love to write about politics, science, and issues affecting people today. I also write about events that are affecting us today. I just like to bring awareness to what is impacting human well-being in our world today, and the things that are affecting the planet. So I have some work up on All Poetry, which is a website dedicated to posting your poetry, getting feedback on it. A lot of my work is up there. I'm also working on a few books that I'm hoping to get out at least one of them this year. Fingers crossed. And other than that, I'm also on Blue Sky a lot. That one's more political content. But you can follow me there if you want to be in contact with me. We also look for people to come on here from Blue Sky, so feel free to join us. Other than that, I'm here throughout the week, so you can always find me on YouTube.
And I'm JJ, and you can find me on Threads, Credo_Deus. So if you came here from Threads, you'll see me under the post that was pubbing for this event. So I just do poetry here. I mean, I do a couple like open mics every now and again in my town, but other than that, like I've been writing for quite a long time, and I'm just hoping to get out there more. I don't know, just get more exposure.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with any of their readings, you need to go back to a few of these shows. I'm serious, because not for nothing, amazing writers, really. That's why I love having them up here, because I already know what I'm going to get Jenny already knows, but it's like you can't really explain it until you actually experience it for yourself. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I got one for y'all. And seeing as how I haven't done this in a while, I figured I'd kick it off. Let me drink me some water real quick.
Woo.
All right. One more thing. When we perform, I give you a solo. This is the solo screen right here. Once you're done, I bring everybody back up. We go on our rotation and we keep it moving. All right. So right now I'm going to go and then I'm going to bring it back up to the main screen afterwards. And we're going to proceed with the show. Jenny, I appreciate you for making our guests comfortable. Let me go ahead and jump off and read my first piece. Turn that off. I don't know if y'all can hear that background. So many deaths suffered me. Only few have borne the cemetery. But I do not speak of physical release, because then that would mean I gave in to the Reaper's sweet serenade and bowed as the curtain closed. That wasn't the verdict. Even as malicious as life has been, I've never been more axiomatic when reaching beyond the grave. For grummers and grunts set out metaphysically to destroy and invert the gift's ionic bond. And if I have yet perceived a deeper vainglory, the drape's eyes would slumber in my wake, because those of depraved and alienated vexation are blind keepers of the legion's assignment. Bind, hinder, scorn, and tear down the borders that keep us grounded. I had to redefine who I was, that or endure my own personal confinement. But growth came in unitary secessions, a falter gained darkened strife. It wasn't my experience that spared my soul, but the antagonism that wove in my life. Those who anguish doeth by their hand, those who are persistent honor their thoughts. Some will come into new season, few will rebuild out of the heart. Spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. That's the only way I can sum that up. As somebody who is constantly battling his own demons, it's not about nobody else. At the end of the day, this is our personal walk. Your relationships with other people are a reflection of who you are. And when things aren't right within yourself, it's going to show in other people in other areas of your life, so that's pretty much how I am when I do my stuff. So you'll see a lot of spiritual tug of war in my writing.
Did something in particular trigger that writing, or was it just more of an accumulation of thoughts over time?
You know how you collect books and you put them on a shelf and you have a nice little, that's pretty much how that is. One experience from when I was 8 years old, another experience when I was 15 years old and I was in high school or I was in middle school and it wasn't as fun for me as it was for everybody else, then you skip past that and you go to when I was married, and then you skip through that and when I had my drug habit and all, yeah, it's a accumulation of stuff. And truly it's a blessing to be still here at this particular point in time in life, because many are called, not everybody is chosen. So yeah, I see it born in cemeteries. And what I actually meant by that was you're technically are, before you're even in a body, you're a spirit. So you're technically already dead, if that makes sense. But you're dead, but you're alive.
You're in the process of dying while living.
Right. So yeah, you're probably going to hear a lot of stuff that don't really make sense, but that's pretty much what I was talking about.
That's what poetry's for, saying things that don't make sense.
Right.
Someone else might understand.
Indeed.
That was actually something my teacher said to me. If something doesn't make sense, it probably just means it wasn't meant for you.
You can associate that with people. How many times people think they in love with somebody, or they think that's their friend? I just had that conversation with my folks. I told them I speak to them, but we were never actually friends in all reality. Like, when it's all said and done, pardon me, because so my light is hooked up to my other laptop. So if that one blink out, then the light is going to cut off. At least I ain't muting on accident. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mute a lot, but I don't do it intentionally. It just happens. So what we doing? Who pulling up next? Who ready to go?
Apparently Denali's going to write something, or is going to recite something.
All right.
I could go next if you guys want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Haven't read this one before, but I think it's appropriate given that we're about to go into summer. So this is called Heat Waves. It's self-explanatory. It's about heat waves. So yeah. Just make sure. Okay. Heat waves. Sizzling ribbons of ruddy bacon dance in the tame household hearth. Mortality quietly, delectably burning. On an iron sidewalk, like a hot, on an iron foundation, like a hot sidewalk, or hot seat, or hot car. Soft, thick, bubbling aromatherapy. In the crackling fireworks of an amber sea, the flesh upon the back of a beast curls with the rapacity of a scythe. Like the pig, we are not immune. Even our wavering Vaseline fabric yields in the path of raging light liquor. But in our unwitting existence, in our daily shuffle, our blind scramble, we forget it is our destiny to disappear. We merely rent the air that we breathe, for humanity will inevitably succumb to the reality of chaotic certainty. Tomato pallor and prickled chicken skin, saline sleeves, shiny cheeks, soaking feet. In our preconditioned, air-conditioned, Fan flag flying, wet rag, no shirt, no shade, world for criminals, fools, and flotsams. The dodgers, deniers, and doomers all die in the same sweaty summer headlines. Hikers, workers, elders, and littles alike, bowing to our 4 billion-year-old God. Weeping plastic bag face, hot tub lungs, spinning greedy skies and gumdrop eyes. Cinnamon atmosphere, chapped lip alms, that dusty cough that stops thoughts. Robbing breath from overcooked bodies like careless developers extracting cash, tilling and billing in minutes, not years, the warmth for revival just eating your tears. Vapors rise like flames from the street, clear wisp fist-bumping cellular walls, licking skin into rashes like a busy oven, sandpaper washes as the head drowns, swelling in and out like limping lungs, thud, thud, burned beams fracturing, red-tinted eyes, red-tinted skies, melting azure paint circle dancing around the sacred damp inferno you once called home. When the blistering blue eyes of God bless streets with buckling, puckering, spiced citric acid, atmospheric retribution, red pepper rites, sweat-eyed bassination, meeting creation's fire for repatriation, the careless, the cautious become one. We continue to play in the devil's home, dragging the future through the mud as we roam. The air-conditional offer from God for our life is stolen from our future each humid night.
I still got some of my sounds. I ain't got all of them. I got some of them. I need to get back on it. What Jenny said, the gumdrop eyes, that was fire. The Iron Street, that was fire. It was something. I had it and then I lost it. Too many quotables. Honestly, I should start just taking a pen and paper and just start jotting down certain things that I hear that kind of stick out to me. That's the one that I wanted to play too, the sensational one. Sensational. Yeah, I might have to. You said you hadn't read that one before. What was that one about? Was there a backstory to it? And
oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't know that.
You got it.
My daughter's upset because she needs a nap, but she doesn't want to go, so ignore her. I wrote this because one, I'm currently in a poetry class throughout the year. That's kind of helping me write one of my first poetry books, and this poetry book is focused on climate change and the effects on human culture. And so I really wanted to write a poem about heat waves and their impact because it's a very it's one of those risks that people don't really think about. Whenever you think of climate change, you think of like hurricanes and flooding and rising sea levels and stuff like that. But people don't really think about heat waves, even though they kill more people than weather events, than car accidents, than even illnesses. Heat-related injury and death is one of the highest, up there with like hunger and stuff like that. So I really wanted to write this piece on the impact of a warming culture, and it basically like alternated. So the first paragraph was kind of just establishing our like general lives and the parallels to our lives. But then every other paragraph was the different stage of heat stroke. So there's like stage 1, which is when you're starting to get sweaty and tired and you want to get out of the sun. And then the next stage is when you start to like get delirious and dizzy and you can't walk straight and stuff like that. And then the last stage is when you finally, like, your face flushes because all your blood is trying to release all your heat, and you can't think, you'll probably pass out. You're like basically drying out inside. So I tried to capture that in those alternating paragraphs, like what it feels like to experience that type of thing, like that extreme heat. So that was the motivation. I just really want to educate people on how dangerous it actually is for anybody, even regular people. Like runners going hiking are just as at risk as kids playing outside.
Don't you just love it when you get a history behind the reason for the post or the poem? You name 3-4 different stages, and then like if you are just a regular person listening to that, you probably wouldn't have caught all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about poetry. You don't really know until you know. I heard so many different writers, and their delivery can either make you think about being like relaxed and comfortable, not so stressed, or it can make you inquisitive, like, oh, they out to get me, the government is out to get me. Or it could be more or less, oh, this is so sweet. You just don't know what you're gonna get, and you always make a person think. I don't know.
Your goal.
yeah. So shout outs, beautiful piece. I don't know what happened to Miss J. She must have had a glitch in the matrix. I'll bring her back up in a second. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. Griff, salutes, bro. I hope so far you are enjoying yourself. While, oh, there she is. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring her back up. I'm gonna let her do her thing. We'll go around again. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Just checking. I will turn it over to you when you're ready.
All my windows closed, so 1 second.
All right, no problem. All right, well, while you doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read something real quick.
Okay.
I got you. Let me see. All right. Let me do the solo. I can see it now. A room of undisturbed creations, frozen as oxen fasting without consent, in the land where we teeter every moment of our life. All infancies still born magnanimous on the beds and walls of exotic crypts, for judgment surely had its way with internal truths of everything, with a distinct calculated work of art, each fleeting leprosy begging to escape the heart's tongue. Every step I take amongst this begotten trail cracking sets me free in a cornucopia of fuckery. Lights dim, I gotta switch it up, turn it into a freestyle. Sometimes it works out that way. Sometimes it's a storm. Sometimes it's a reality check. Either way, I still got to go off the top of the dome. Can't let the flow stop because the electricity isn't flowing through the vein. But that's how it is sometimes. You live and you learn. You get burnt on both ends of the spectrum. Fortunately for me, I've been walking this road so long, I can cross either way without worrying about if I'm going to get hit by a truck or a human being for being human. But I digress. These riddled feet in my eyes and nose can taste the thick metal. These window panes articulate with agreements. A fascination would strangle its neck in. I feel a heavy burden and grief, but only because the living flesh believed it could live on its own, and now its recompense is an early grave. And its mural, a scribe in the literatures of decent forevers, confessing its true motives to the earth's new and old residents. It's a cold vacuum of mockery, regretting the keepers of the gates of nothingness more than gamblers playing blackjack. Salutes. The light came. The light went off. I couldn't read it no more, so I had to jump into a whole different little bag, and then I pulled myself back into it. So give me a little credit, because sometimes people they'll get like I don't memorize my stuff, so I wish I could, because then my performances will be a lot cleaner. I could just look directly at the camera and do all of this. But shout outs.
As someone who has really bad ADHD, I will never understand how people manage to memorize a whole book. Like, I've heard of people saying that, where they're like, oh yeah, I've memorized my book for when I do my speaking and stuff. I'm like, I can barely even remember the poems that I've read like 400 times. Like, how do you memorize a whole book?
Right. Which is weird though, because I bet everybody up here knows a song. You know a whole song. But when it comes to your own stuff, it's like,
Well, at least half the song is like the same chorus over and over again.
That's true.
Yeah. Miss J, how you doing? Did you get out of the Matrix? Did you get the red pill or the blue pill?
The blue pill. I'm ready.
All right. I'm gonna turn it over to Miss J. Y'all already know the energy. Show her some love. Let her know in the comment section how you feeling. Let's get it.
Okay, so this one is a newer one, and if you know the song that's called I'm Not God by Sam Holt and Toby, like, you just Google the song. Anyway, so it's kind of based off of that, sort of. All right. Paid attention to details, tried to be there, and I prayed you lived in how this is how I cared. Yet caring is hard to do when it's misconstrued. My kindness and compassion might have been misguided. We had two different goals in mind. Somewhere the lines were blurred. I became the villain in your story. I would have thought my presence, time, and effort wouldn't equate to time wasted in your eyes. So here we are, silent to slowly making distance permanent. I was under the impression you cared. You should know I've tried. There is where the cards fall. You never intended to let the truth set you free. All I want to do was just save you.
How dare you?
Those last two lines were fire.
Thanks.
Yeah. Right Right. Give me a little rundown. I need answers. I need to know what put you in that space.
Well, I like that song. Do y'all know what song I'm talking about? No?
I actually have heard it before.
Oh, okay. So I think the song is a really good paints a picture of how, like, if you really wanted to care for someone and you want to save them, you want to pick them up out of their stuff, or you want to make them feel better, and it just doesn't work because you know you're not God. So you can pour all you want into it, but it's not going to work, you know, unless you're God, simply. So this was birthed out of that, just kind of grieving a friendship. Yeah, it was just a poem just to talk about that.
Nice. Very nice. Do you get inspired a lot through music?
No, not really. It's just sometimes there's music playing in the background while I write, but that particular song, it just painted the picture of what I was feeling at the time. And so I'm like, okay, like it would be nice to throw in some of the things from the song into this poem.
You know, Jen, that's a subject for an entirely different day. I don't think a lot of people are going to be comfortable with that one. I'm gonna bring it up though. I'm definitely gonna bring this one back up. Let me go ahead and save that one.
The topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be interested in that too.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people are where they are right now, and being greedy, being selfish, being pressed for time. You ain't got enough room for nobody but yourself. Yeah. What was I about to say? If you didn't have your pen and your paper and you couldn't write for a year, what would you do with yourself?
Die. I'm kidding.
So nice. I don't know. I mean, I have taken a year of not writing. That's probably why I don't have that many poems.
But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should press or pressure yourself to write if you ain't really like in the mood for it, because your work is just going to suffer for it. You know what I'm saying? So I think a year would be pretty neat for me. Actually, it's probably been like that, or a little less, or almost coming on to it.
Writing something new?
Yeah.
Oh.
It would be interesting if somebody used that time in the same way that I can never remember his name. Thoreau, Walden, the one that wrote that book, Living in the Cabin, for like 5 years or whatever, however long it was. Like, I feel like if you just were like, I'm not going to write for a year, but then kept watching TV and doing all the other stuff, it wouldn't do anything. But I feel like if you did take a break and then you came back to writing after spending that time like meditating, thinking, you'd probably have so much to say.
I'm thinking about that right now too, between what you said and what Griff said. If I decided to just write something right now, it would absolutely be different because I don't know where I would go with it at all. I jot down stuff on social media, like little sentences here and there. To be honest, most people probably don't even know I do poetry because most of the time I'm just shit posting and just starting stuff and asking random questions. I don't really do my poetry too much like that anymore, but
I'm not gonna lie, I remember thinking that when I very, very first had you reach out to me on Threads, I was like, who is this person? Like, because you went through and liked like 10 or 15 different posts that I had put, and I was like, oh my God, am I about to have a stalker?
hey,
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
I did a video on Monday. It's like 20 minutes. We supposed to, we can do it now for real. Social media etiquette. I did a 20-minute video on it because a lot of y'all are horrible ass people, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like y'all get up here on social media, y'all be crying, nobody supporting you, nobody showing you love, blah blah blah. But y'all be some of the worst people to try to even connect with. So I'm like, let me go ahead and do a video. And since we are here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask y'all. And Griff, man, when you ready to pull up, just let me know in private or whatever. I'll bring you up if you want to chime in. But all right, I got you. Griff been in the comment section with us, man, showing love. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him up. And yeah, I wanna ask y'all this question real quick, man. What is social media etiquette for you? Griff, what's up?
Hey, you saw me down there laughing.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny though because you scroll up and down your timeline all day, and either people are rage baiting or they're trying to insinuate that nobody supports them or nobody is doing this and doing that. But what are you doing to get back in return what you're asking for? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Am I tripping? Am I reading the room wrong? Like, somebody help me out.
I mean, I think people go on, especially Threads. I've tried to keep mine mostly poetry, but there is a lot of shit posting out there, and there are a lot of people wanting for attention. But you know, in my opinion, for a lot of people though, the social media is just a space for them to do that because they don't feel like they have that in their life. You know, not everyone's trying to build a brand. Not everyone's trying to. A lot of people just want to engage with other people who want to whine about being lonely. And sometimes it's pretty funny.
I think a lot of it too is like you're just trying to find your kind. So you're just throwing yourself out there so you can hopefully find somebody that's like, oh yeah, me too. Like I also agree with that. So I think that's also part of it is they're just kind of throwing whatever they can out there to see if anything is going to be received.
I got a few of those on my For You page. Constantly refreshing, constantly posting. Anyone notice me? Can I get more followers?
Right. I have 2 people. I ain't seen them in like a good month or 2 months. I thought they vanished off the face of the planet. And then they just randomly pop back up on my timeline. I'm like, oh, dang, you still here? Because I never, ever seen them. But they'll post. And it's like, why do we even follow the people that we follow if we're not even connecting or talking with these people at all anyway? You know, and I asked that question on Threads the other day because I just think it's kind of it's pointless. All right, you're not interested in what I'm doing. I'm not about to sit up here and kiss your ass. So what are we really doing here? Now, Let me ask y'all this. When you use social media, what are you using it for? Like personally for you, not everybody else. What is it for you?
I'm building a brand. I'm going to get published, and to do that, you got to have the followers. It's kind of the crux of modern day writing is, it's not just submit. It's also build a follower base so that people can, that the publishing companies see that you have people that you can market to. People will buy your book. People are interested in what you're writing, whether it's a book or poetry. But I don't disagree with you. I see a lot of people, a lot of my For You, because, again, brand, is poetry people. And I see a lot of people like, should I post it? Should I post it? And the answer is always, do it, And I get those posts are seeking attention, but do it. Just do it. Just throw it out there. Millions of people posting on Threads. You'll just fade out into the white noise.
And the sad thing is, too, even in the way the world is today, you kind of, to a small degree, have to be an attention seeker if you're a creator, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get people to buy your stuff. Like, we're competing with these mega corporations and these other businesses that are just out for the money. So if you're a creator that's in it for the authentic content, you really have to be your own advocate.
Jenny.
That's why I was laughing at too.
Yeah, the algorithm can be pretty harsh. I was I post poetry regularly, try to do engaging posts, but a lot of, especially Threads, because it's just so easy to build on there. A lot of it is just comment. Sometimes I feel like a little feral raccoon running around on Threads, just trying to keep up with people that are replying, trying to keep up with new posts, hoping to get that follow,
Right. You know what I've learned? I'm going to dictate when I post. I'm going to dictate when I communicate. I'm going to dictate when I comment and when I return. I'm not about to sit up here for 24 hours a day and comment on every single thing. But I will make sure that you know that, hey, look, I know who you are because you saw me. And because you saw me, I'm going to make sure you know that I appreciate what you do. But I'm not going to be up here all the time. But you'll know that I'm still present. That way, I don't tire myself out. Mm-hmm. I don't feel pressured into having to constantly post. And you don't feel like this is one of those situations where it's a tit for tat. Like, I really want to build a community. I'm not talking about just, that's X-rated 226. No, I want to know you by name. I want to know you by where you from and what type of hobbies you like. I don't want no inorganic, robotic community because you're not going to really get far with that. So when you say you're trying to build a brand, I can only imagine how that process is going because I'm in the same process and it's different, especially if you're trying to do it pure and you don't have any like harmful intentions behind it. Me and my man in the chat, he talk about it all the time, and he's like everybody up here. If you've ever been to any of his streams on Twitch or just seen him post, the dude is dope. He's a real deep thinker and all that. But the algorithm is tricky, it's weird. And, it is what it is. But
I agree with Sydney. Dopamine.
You literally get a hit of dopamine every time you like something or see a notification. So it's 100% our brain like, ooh, this is fun. This is an easy drug to get down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we're able
I've
to
met some
scroll.
great people running around on Threads, so I can't talk too much trash.
Hey,
Threads.
I'm,
I mean, I wouldn't be here right now if I wasn't running around on Threads.
I was about to say, everybody that's here right now, I met on Threads.
Yeah.
Literally. Nobody from Instagram. I started on Instagram, but Threads is the main reason why we are here. I'm here. So
Instagram is as bad as Facebook, to be honest.
I like Instagram, but I
Me
feel
too.
like the interaction on Threads that I can get around poetry and with people directly is far more organic than what I see on Instagram. You know, it's a madhouse over there.
I think the only way you're going to get visibility on Instagram is if people actually share your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you scroll down your timeline, you're not just going to randomly see people. And that's where it gets tricky, because folks on IG, if they want you to be seen, they're going to make sure that you're seen. If you're on Threads, it doesn't really make a difference that you think you're a part of the crew or whatever. That's why I like Threads. I'm pretty content with it. I just started going back on Twitter just off of the strength that I stream. But they're not. The only way you're going to get a lot of traction on Twitter is if you comment under other people's stuff and you start stuff. They don't really interact with your post. I've noticed only a select few.
Twitter's also kind of dying now that they're being taken over by like bots and scammers and all this other and people are kind of leaving because of everything else that's happening. So it seems like Twitter's where everyone is fleeing from, at least.
It's almost like Threads. Twitter. Like Twitter has that same feel. Or Threads has that same feel as Twitter.
It's getting worse. I'm noticing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think the honeymoon phase is over on Threads. Like everybody, like when I was like, oh shit, everybody is talking to each other. Oh hell yeah! And then once people start getting comfortable, it started slowing down.
Well, I think we're seeing a lot of the algorithm just picking up. You know, like you said, the honeymoon phase is over. So the algorithm is starting to really direct people towards people that are doing the same thing they're doing on Threads. Like there's days, because I started a brand new Threads account specifically for this, and there's days if I even open up to go comment on something and then change my mind, I'll start seeing similar posts 5 minutes later. So I think once it gets you dialed in, it's not really necessarily showing you to new people. So per se.
And the fact that like all the internet stuff in general is just so fused, no matter where you go on the internet now, it's like, oh, you looked at this on this site. I know that you like it. So here, look at this thing on my site. So that's also probably a little bit, you're getting bleeding from your other stuff onto Threads. And it's like, hey, on these other things, you like this. So here you go.
There's some good communities, though. One of the big ones I follow on Threads is the microfiction.
Ooh.
And they do some really fun stuff on there. So you just got to get with the right people, you know, at a certain point. But growing is very difficult. You know, you put some smart-ass comment on somebody's shit post and you'll get 500, 600 likes, and then you post something and you're lucky if you get 10. You know?
Yeah. You know what has been working for me? Asking questions. Like if you ask about marriage, you ask about relationships, you ask about STDs and some random shit like that, people really be engaged in those. I asked, what was it, the other day? I was like, should people who contracted HIV be allowed to have any type of relations with people who don't have it. And then somebody got really pissed off at me because I asked the question. What you mean? How dare you ask that question? That's a dumb question. You're weird. You responded though. Why did you even respond to the post? But I digress. I only wanted to know how y'all felt about social media etiquette, and we got way far off the topic. You know what I'm saying? It happens sometimes.
It's still related. We're all poets here.
You didn't even get a chance to properly introduce yourself. My bad, bro. You wanna go ahead and
put me on the spot like that? So I started. I mean, I've been writing for a while, and I think, I had a partner who was like, "Hey, you're pretty good at this. You should try to pursue it." And I kind of did off and on for years, and then something got submitted, and I ended up getting published. And I kind of played around again with for a while, because I was like, well, I got to write something as good as that, and then nothing ever came, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I've just kind of been writing in the little black book, so to speak, organizing them on the computer, working on them. And I think it was like 3 weeks ago, I was just like, okay, I've got a brand concept. Let's just go ahead and get it started. Let's get serious about this. Let's start submitting to the indie publishers, try to work your way up to the big 5, hit the lit magazines, and it's just kind of taken off from there. So
congrats.
Thanks. I think I hit 100 followers a week ago, and that's kind of just stagnated at that point.
Still good, 100.
Yeah. It's more about the quality anyway. I would rather have a small select few of people than to have a bunch of folks that's just wasting time on my page. I got somebody that's still steadily sending me stuff to my IG page. We don't talk, bro. We don't talk. You don't show up on nothing. You just send me random shit.
Yeah, it's kind of trippy. I mean, I've got a few followers now that they also follow me on Instagram, and like within minutes of posting something, within minutes of putting a new poem on Threads, they're like, comment. It just feels weird, but it is about building that community. One of the big things I learned on Threads is those "Dear Threads, bring me the people" kind of posts, especially if you use a lot of poetry terms and stuff. Actually brought a lot of authors and poets to my page. I was getting 7, 8, 9, 10 followers off of just that post alone. And it's weird because you'd think the poetry would, but actually taking the time to try to engage people that are trying to do the same thing seems to work really well.
I was gonna say that was one thing I miss about Threads, is being able to just say like, hey, anybody who fits in this category, please comment. And I would get hundreds of people just be like, oh, me, hi, I'm this person. And people are so forward. I left because I'm not a fan of the company itself, but I do find myself missing Threads quite a lot, because Blue Sky, it is nice because it doesn't have the certain groups of people that I was trying to get away from, but they don't have the community like you find on Threads. It's still very much like social media. We keep arm's length distance. We might communicate with each other, but not much. It's not really a friendship site.
I still haven't even gotten the hang of Blue Sky. I pop up on there once every 3 weeks or something. Because
I don't even know what Blue Sky is.
Me either. What is Blue Sky?
I picked a few social medias and said, I know these well enough, I'll just stick to these.
Right. What was you before? Let me ask y'all just a personal question. Before social media, what was y'all doing? What was life like before social media for y'all?
I mean, I've always been a internet lurker. I mean, like even Facebook, MySpace, all that stuff. I never was never big on posting or anything like that. I don't post on my personal Instagram, but maybe once a year. I mean, reading books and going outside, I guess. You know? I don't know. I guess I kind of just miss that train of the social media. You can actually make money off of this. So,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we were outside. I was playing in the dirt and basketball rims made out of cardboard boxes and all type of little stuff.
Being a nuisance in the neighborhood.
Exactly. Climbing trees, building clubhouses.
Mm-hmm.
That was my pride right there, my pride and joy. I thought I was really doing something too, building them little backyard clubhouses. But the homeless people will always end up in them when we try to go back to them later on. And yeah, good stuff. Let's get back to the poems. I'm ready. I got one more. I don't know, bro. If you want to read anything, if you're up to reading anything,
Yeah, I'll do one.
All right. I'm gonna give you the solo. I just wanted to make sure that you was pretty warmed up before you jumped up.
That's what that conversation was, right?
Yeah. It's a
social lubricant.
Right.
All right. I guess I'll just jump right in then. I think I wrote this one the other day. And y'all are amazing poets, by the way. I was sitting over here like, wow, you guys got a lot of long form, and I am still working on long form, getting away from, the Instagram poetry, because it drives me nuts when they only got 2 or 3 lines. But all right. The house is still beige, still peeling at the edges. Someone new lives there now. Curtains drawn tight, porch light flickering, like it's trying to remember how to stay on. I sat on these steps with knees scraped, summer stuck in my hair, the air full of grass clippings, and things we never said out loud. You made a joke to distract me and kissed me before I could laugh. The cracks in the bricks still there, the railing still wobbles when you lean. The stairs groan the exact same way. Standing here now, between then and whatever this is, I feel the shift and weight between the two. Subtle, but still, everything's different now. Some places don't let go of you. Some goodbyes don't echo. They just hum, quietly, under the soles of your shoes, on a front step that isn't yours anymore. And something in me still hopes you'll walk out that door grinning, asking what took me so long.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
That's good.
Who wants to start first? I guess I got a lot I want to say, but I want to give somebody a chance to retort, if you will.
I was gonna say I love that one quote. I think they have summer in their hair. Oh, I love that line. It very much made me think of my house. Like, I haven't been back home in years and years. My mom still lives in the house that I grew up in, but it's very reminiscent of the feeling that I get when I go there, because it is still different than when I first left home. I really like that nostalgia aspect to it.
I felt like I was sitting on the front porch, and I'm thinking about this house in specific, the memories that used to be in it, and I'm trying to remember and bring them all back. The flickering light trying to remember itself. Shit. You said a lot. You said a lot.
A lot of sappy white boy poetry.
No. That you remind me of Jackie, because she has a way of telling a story too that I appreciate. I think the people in the chat are pretty much saying what I'm saying. I absolutely thought that was a fire piece, though. I mean, honestly, I wish I could have. I need to start writing this stuff down. I do.
I'm telling you, man, it's cliche, but little black book. Just carry a pen and a little black book. It's literally, it's just ideas. And then when you get home, some point in the week, you just type them up and work on them. But yeah, I grew up military and it moved a lot in my adult life. And so I've had kind of several times in my life of going back to somewhere you used to live or you had been, and just kind of feeling the ghosts of that space, you know. And it's always happy memories, but at the same time, it's a little sad because you can't bring back that memory. You can't go back in time, you know. Things do change. Yeah, as long as it connects, yep.
All right. I guess we can go around one more time. Do y'all have another one, or how do y'all want to proceed? If you don't, that's fine.
I just need to pull it up since everything closed. I never pulled everything back up.
I'll do this. I'll read something. If y'all got the inkling or the urge, tap in right after me. And yeah, but I think so far this has been a fire show. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Griff, thank you for answering and responding to the message.
I was getting mad for you.
It's nah, like it's the thing is, like with me, I really just want to have a good time. I don't give a fuck about none of the politics and shit. I just want to laugh and kick it with people and chill. Fridays are chill. Like I just got off of a week that is stressful as hell. I ain't trying to be thinking about work and supervisors and all, man. Leave that shit. That's me. But folks be too like bougie and I got 26,000 subscribers and such. I can talk to you because if I talk to you, then everybody's going to look at me like I stink. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Let me do this solo real quick though. I got y'all. I'll be right back. Doctors deem this condition a term where tissue and organs are damaged in a way where you bleed out from the inside. Usually repairable, but oftentimes not. Today, I disagree with that prognosis. No, today I was honored prickly chills on my spine and zero remorse as retribution for the cerebral scars torn to shreds by the quiet widow. For this mirth is only as deep as the merchant selling its dreams, and I'm an inhibitor of mischief. But as I decay emotionally, covetousness makes many deals with sharks and prosecutors, the jury and people there to support and smite the oblivious spectacles, when in actuality, there's a dying heart making peace with its last meal and taking the slowest bites a man can take. The craziest thing about it is they sit behind the glass, some behind surgical gloves. Not a single soul saw the patient hemorrhaging on the table. But I guess when you have a stick shoved so far up your butt, it's natural you'd be incognizant of another's flailing. one doesn't always bleed out the mouth. Sometimes the most damage is at the root of its host. Loose. Yeah, they do. They do stink. They absolutely do. And to be clear, that one was about how human beings will watch another person suffer and die over time and won't say nothing. They won't do nothing, but they will be a spectator with their camera phones, with their iPads. They'll watch you bleed out, suffer, cry, scream, complain, be depressed. They'll watch all of it, but they'll only sit back and commentate what they would do, what they would say, how they would go about helping the person, but they never are the ones that it's almost like putting someone on a death penalty and they're behind the glass and you just watching somebody else inject the poison in them as they're slowly getting put to sleep.
You got a lot of good imagery, man. I like the way you word things. It's very vivid.
I watch too much Forensic Files. Yeah. But no, I mean, humans are really cruel people, man. Like, we don't have no empathy. We don't have no love for folks no more. It's kind of like kill or be killed. And I don't support it. I don't advocate for it.
I feel you on that one. A little kindness goes a long way.
Right. Absolutely need more positive energy. If we don't have any more to go around,
I have one I can read if you want. Just trying.
I'll do one more too.
Yeah, I have one.
Gotcha. I will give you your slug.
All right. So this one is called Here We Are. Waiting by the bedside, white knuckles and webbing, intertwined with guilted grief, praying equally for desire and relief. In mourning for what is not yet lost, mourning because we know we will do nothing. Watching the rippling blue bedsheets, the emotionless cloudy curtains, the eager corporatized goodbyes, even as she clings to life, held tenderly within the condensation that once carried conquest and colonization, there is little she can do to relieve the roiling depths within her. Her rhythmic breath is facing a dying. In the name of new beginnings, after promising preservation, prevention, protection, instead we are here, twiddling our thumbs. Should have, what if, maybe. It won't happen. Watching systems failing, and her children callously, cautiously, selfishly, pacing, padding prayers with regrets, expecting the heed and call, above all, will be heeded. Here we are, impatiently seeking for the beeping arms to steady and sleep, as if the silence is what we need for our own minds to release us from the sins we packed inside. Instead, we are here, standing by, waiting around, curious, morbid, loving, lying. We don't care. We just don't like not knowing the answer, without knowing the resolution. We need to feel like we are there, to give meaning to the heaviness that we are cursed with. We know, we know, we know the smoke, the chemical inhalation, the loss, the death. We have been watching it happen, praying for it to stop. We are helpless after all. We know, but we can do nothing. And so we are still here, just watching, screaming inside, demanding her to keep going. For we need her, but we can't let her go. She is still breathing air. She's still capable of giving. So here we are, clinging for more. Minds steeped in thousand-year-old words, soak in the cumulative moment, facing what was always due. We preach to ourselves, we are right. Everything will be fine, with the hollowness of a white man's promise. Even the best of us are merely existing in well-meaning discomfort, wrestling perpetually with generational sin, pretending to be absolved with a university worth of awareness. No matter our mental pursuits, our intentions, our absent action, our real lives are still liable to the oceans beneath us and the molecules that bless our skin. The professionals of logic and feeling tell us that it could all be different. We just have to change everything. With acceptance, freedom from denial, and understanding. Because realization is a powerful drug, the antidote to the nightmare, to the truth. And the being we tried so hard to make a mark on is now dying from the permanence of self we bestowed upon her. This life we are so determined to make use of is at the cost of others. To be human is to walk through the dark reality that our life is but the blood of others. The roads we paved cover the swollen bruises and bondage of those who roamed before us, before a rug was snatched from under their feet. The very home and hospital to which we owe our life stands as an obelisk for the studies and the does whose lives now fill cemeteries moonlighting as cities, pretending our world wasn't built on the back of skeletons and slaves, built for us by fathers who purged the land of native wisdom, of balance, cleaning the bedrock with the cold flames of mocking respect and two-faced honor, staking claims to beauty that should never have been ours. We are here now in this moment because every human footprint walked in this direction, towards comfort, towards pleasure, towards indulgence, towards domination. We always knew our freedoms were chains. With what we have, we only can look away. Acceptance that our existence is damage. Acceptance that our efforts have consequences. Acceptance that we dug our own graves. In the memory of our fathers, in support of our children, in the hopes our grandchildren could one day feed from those flowers. Acceptance that we are nothing but the children of sin.
I gotta follow that. That's not fair. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
It was.
It was about climate change and our impact on the earth. I just kind of tried to put it in the perspective of older adults like mourning their mother, because I think it kind of has that same feeling where you are facing the consequences of how you acted in the past, but there's nothing you can really do to fix that except to make peace with what's coming. So I tried to kind of take a more mournful perspective with how we are changing the world that we live in.
I'm mad. I'm mad I ain't writing nothing new. I feel like I need to write something. This is almost like you're taunting me. between you and Griff and Jackie, it's like, come on, bro, you gotta stop being lazy and go ahead and just do it.
I want to say there were some alliterations in there. I think it was like condensation, conquest, colonialism. I don't think there's enough alliterations in poetry anymore, and I love that. immediately stuck with me.
I love wordplay, sound play. That's definitely something I've noticed people take out. They're like, "Oh, it's for kids." Like that's what you find in children's books. I'm like, "No, you can do so much with sound. It conveys a lot more than you think." It like
A lot more difficult to pull off too.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun though. I enjoy playing with it.
Yeah, that one in the tuck. You was just waiting to let that one off. I ain't mad at it at all. I ain't mad at you. Do your thing, Sid. You know what I'm saying? She stay cooking though. She always got stuff like that though. You know what I'm saying? I love it. It makes me challenge myself to be better or more universal with my thinking. You know, because the beauty about it is everybody has a different style and format, and I appreciate that. You know, so Miss J, you you up? How you feeling? You good to go? All right. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you got something.
Yes, I have something.
All right. I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Okay. This one does not have a title. Okay. So let's have a taste of the director's creative works. Read the synopsis and learn more about the plot. Picture the primary setting: an art gallery. 3-part act, beginning, middle, and end. Character development and swift transitions are to be acknowledged. A hidden character brought to the spotlight. Labeled as the innocent protagonist. An artist. With vulnerability on display. There isn't a particular love interest to introduce, only surrounded by lovers of art. Eyes on the character's actions and monologues, makes observations as they exhibit new traits. The main character is granted more stage time. This protagonist, following the art exhibit scene, a turn of events, watch the story lead up, finishing with the grand finale. The story is written for a certain audience. Spectators are intrigued by who this character is and is turning out to be. This part 1 series is addicting to view. The character is me. Sorry, that's a little way shorter than usual, but
You good. That was more than good.
I always love how you start your poetry as if it's not a poem. Like you always, it made me think of the car accident poem that you did as well, because that also started off like it was just a storytelling, but then it turned into poetry, kind of.
yeah. I think that's my favorite style of the stories.
I love poetess, man. I do. Maybe I'm biased to that, but y'all have a softness that it just take all the stress away. You can be angry as hell and I still be relaxed. Like you'll be talking about something that really get under your skin, but it just comes off so like peaceful anger.
That's what poetry's for.
Yeah, that's true.
Virgo is just like that. I wish, you know what I wish? I wish I could get or manage to get every single poet that's been on these shows on here at one time. That would be fire. I'm gonna have to reach out to some people. I want to do a reunion. I don't know.
Reality TV.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible, but I'm gonna try to make it happen. at some point this summer or something like that. But
maybe you could give a theme.
Yeah, that would be dope. And I want to apologize too, bro, because I just saw your message on the joint, and I wasn't looking at the phone at the time. I'm like, oh man, damn, my bad, bro. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot or nothing like that. I knew you wanted to sit back and chill and watch, because like when I first started doing these open mics on Instagram, I wore a mask. I didn't show my face at all for like 2 years or something like that. And people thought it was weird. I had folks saying I needed to go ahead and take the mask off and just do it like this. And I mean, the people made me more comfortable. Like people like Jenny was popping up on the streams and stuff like that. And I got addicted to doing these. So
yeah, I just wanted to check it out, settle into the vibe. You know what I mean?
Respectfully.
Well,
I think,
huh?
I'm gonna actually. All right, this is what I want to do, because I know it's getting late. So I want you to close the show out, but I want to give everybody a chance to say anything that they want to say to the people that's watching. Like, you want to plug anything? You want to shout out anyone? Anything like that? This is the time to do it. I'm gonna let him close out, since he was a good sport and he pulled up. We'll start with Sydney. We'll go to Jay, and then we'll end it with you.
All right. First, before we go, I just wanted to mention to you, Griff, there's I'm in a program called CLI. I think it's California Language Institute, but they do a program to help you produce your poetry book and get your work out there. If you're interested, I could help connect you with them. They're a cool resource.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, awesome. And then I'll also have Mel send you the Discord to you and Nassim as well, if you guys are interested. All right. So thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the poetry. As I said, I'm working on a book right now, or I guess technically a couple books. One of the ones that you heard is going to be in that climate change, the second poem. It's going to be in that book coming out. So hopefully in the next couple months here, I'll actually have a physical thing to show you of my work. But as always, I always appreciate you guys being here. If you want to find my work online, you can find me at All Poetry. I'm also on Blue Sky. My tags are The Science Squid Poetry or just Science Squid Poetry. And yeah, as I said, I'm on this podcast pretty much every day of the week. Yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. And again, thank you for watching.
Well, it looks like Jackie froze out. So I don't really have any shout outs to make. Thank you for letting me join and giving me some time to acclimate. I'll definitely be back next week, or the next time you do it. Glad to join the Discord. And I guess I will just do, your guys' poems were amazing. So I was kind of like sitting here flipping through things. And I guess I'll do one that was just kind of a sister almost to the first one. Kind of that same concept, but different place. All right. And for the record, most of my poems remain untitled. I think this is the only titled one, and it was called Burnt Grounds. The chair is empty in front of me at our table, as people move around me oblivious. Yet I still see her there, across from me, caught between the joy of our first visit and the rage of our last. Beautiful as ever, dressed to kill for both. At first to attract, the last to prove a point. Now she's only a ghost as I revisit the past, a product of my too vivid imagination. I hear her last question echo again like it's stuck in the air from that day. Never leaving, still relevant all these years later. Why did you come back? I sip my coffee, alone, at this busy cafe, at this specific table, though I pass 20 others along the way serving the exact same thing. Still no answer for her after all this time, only empty apologies steeped in regret. And what is in my cup is all the more bitter for it.
I wish I had my my soundboard right. I'm gonna have it ready for next week. You got my word. I'm gonna have it ready for next week. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody for pulling up tonight. I always enjoy these. They're special to me just because you know how the week is. Monday, all right, just Monday and Tuesday get here, it starts to get a little more intense. By Wednesday, you're ready to go home. You don't want to look at nobody's face. Thursday, you know, Friday's around the corner. Friday comes, you just want to relax, you know, and y'all brought a part of my peace tonight, just to unwind and not think about the harshness of reality. You know what I'm saying?
Stop thinking about it.
I know, right? Jenny, Nasim, everybody that pulled up to the stream this evening, thank you. Make sure y'all follow everybody up here. Check them out on all their social medias. If you need any further contact information, hit me up. If you can't reach them, I'll make sure to plug you in to them. I will be trying to do this again. Oh, shit. Hold on. Did y'all hear me talking or was I on mute?
No, we heard you.
Okay. Oh, shit. Hold up. All right. Like I said, I got a new laptop, so I'm thinking my mic is connected, but I guess it's actually speaking through the actual laptop. So the whole time y'all heard me blowing my nose too. Then
Oh,
I thought I had muted that the whole time. I'm glad I didn't have to let off some gas or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all good though. Real stuff in real time. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. We're gonna be back next week, Lord willing. I'm gonna have a flyer up tonight or tomorrow. If you do me a solid, repost it, share it, let people know that we do this every Friday. Outside of that, I'm going back into the laboratory. I gotta get some things adjusted here. You guys enjoy the rest of your evenings. We are up out of here. Enjoy your nights.
Pyramus, Hennessy, we skid down, Christian Dior, East Saint Laurent, bitch whirling that drop on the floor. Then I just hop in the rolls and scoot. Then I just hop in the rolls and scoot. Then I just hop in the rolls. I am the sickle and hammer. I am like Tony Montana. I got Betty Crocker in the trash spot, cooking up dope with a crop pot, turning that soft in a butter rock, then chewing tip when the hair drops. Bitch, my life is a